Let's talk about Wizards & Co. In this hand management, action queue, set collection, and take that game for 2 to 4 players, the High Necromancer is dead, and you and your minions are trying to plunder his dungeons. But beware, because there are other wizards and minions that you are competing with. Each dungeon is going to have an enchantment which will affect that dungeon until that dungeon is resolved. Each dungeon has 2 artifacts in it which you are trying to win. These artifacts will give you special abilities if you win them. On your turn, you can play up to 2 cards. Each player is going to start with the same cards in their deck, and each card has a special ability and a value assigned to it. Depending on how many cards you play, up to 2, and in which dungeons, that will determine how many cards you get to draw from your deck at the end of your turn. Once a dungeon is filled, meaning that there is a card in front of each gem, you are going to resolve that dungeon. You will flip over any face down cards and then resolve the dungeon with the card to the right of the statue. Some cards may cause other cards to be stunned and removed from that dungeon. After resolving the ability of each card, then each player that is remaining in the dungeon will get the gem that is in front of them. And then the player with the highest total value in that dungeon will get to keep the enchantment, which is worth 1 point at the end of the game, and they will get first pick of an artifact. Artifacts are also worth points and will give you special abilities. They may even allow you to add additional monsters into your deck. Then the second highest player will get the second artifact. Then you will flip over the dungeon and add a new enchantment and new artifacts to that dungeon. You will continue in this fashion until game end. At the end of the game, the player with the most cursed gems will lose 3 points. Then every player is going to remove 1 color gem for each cursed gem they have. And then you will see how many sets of different colored gems you have for which you will get points. You will get 1 point for each enchantment you have. And then your artifacts are worth a different amount of points depending on whether they are bronze, silver, or gold. And then the player with the most points will win. If you're looking for a fun set collection action queue game, then definitely check out Wizards & Co.